is Introvert Girl Spring, Reading Girl Spring, Stay Home Spring. I had to bribe Louis to be in this intro with beef liver. What better way to welcome spring than to read popular romance books? There's no better way. I'm going to read two very popular romance books that are written by the same author, and then I am so excited, but by the time I finish those two books, my most anticipated romance novel of the year comes out. That's the book I'm hoping to end this video with. And I just know that it's going to like blow up on TikTok this summer because all of her books do. First book we're starting with, I'm staring at it on my bookshelf right now. Let's get it. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. The only other time I tried to read this was in 2022 in the Bahamas. I brought this as my vacation book because People We Meet on Vacation, and I opened it one time, got 2 pages in, and I don't know what happened. So let's read. Today's actually such a beautiful spring day, so I'm gonna read outside. Let's get into it.
Tend the garden with me. We have so many seeds to sow. When the harvest comes in, it will be time to share what we have grown. We were having the time of our lives.
I literally feel like I've been bouncing between Orange County and LA so much because obviously my best friend Meredith and my fiance both live down here. The commute is crazy, and I think that's why I've gotten so used to listening to audiobooks all the time. I haven't read much of People We Meet on Vacation. I'm probably like a quarter, 25% through with People We Meet on Vacation, and I'm gonna listen to it on my drive home. I listen on 2 times speed because 1 times is way too slow. I'm going home in like peak traffic vibes, so let's see how much reading I can get done. As you can see, it is now nighttime. That's how long the drive took. I literally think that I got 50% done. Like I was 25% into the book, now I'm 75%. And I gotta say, that is a great audiobook, and I'm so hooked. Like, I'm ready to keep reading, but that drive, that was brutal. I am a fast reader, but I just can't sit down and read for longer than like 30 minutes at a time. I don't know why. Maybe that'll change this week. Who knows? I am like really into this book now, and I really love it. You follow this girl named Poppy who lives in New York City, which is always my favorite setting in a book. She's like a travel blogger and works for a traveling blogging agency and gets to travel the world and write about it and make content about it. So it's like literally my dream. Even though she has like everything she wants, she's in this rut. And I think that's such a cool story to follow. Like, her dream was the position she's in at work now, living in New York City, and she's still not fulfilled. And she has this best friend named Alex, and every summer they would go on a trip together because he lives in their small town still in the Midwest and she lives in New York City. And something happens 2 summers before the present that we're leading up to. So it goes from the present to 12 summers ago, 11 summers ago, 10 summers ago, until we get to 2 summers ago. I just got to 5 summers ago, so I'm 3 more summers till I'm at the event that's basically altered their friendship and kind of ended it. Love a friends to lovers trope. I love her job. I love the setting. I love how the travel experiences are explained. I just think Emily Henry's writing is comedic and it can be lighthearted, but there's so much depth to it. Loving it. As of right now, I foresee me really rating this high, so let's keep reading. I have finished People We Meet on Vacation, and I loved this book so much. Oh my gosh. Seeing a character go through such similar feelings that we all feel in our 20s and maybe even probably our 30s and life just in general is comforting, I think, to read about, and just goes to show like we can't actually find fulfillment in our jobs or in the world because it's not actually fulfilling. So there is spice. I did skip it, and yeah, spice warning. Loved this one. I think I'm gonna give it like a 4.5 or even a 4.75. I genuinely enjoyed it so much. I cannot wait to watch this movie, and I'm so excited to read another Emily Henry book next. Good morning, guys. Today I woke up and I just decided I wanted to work from a coffee shop and read as much as I can today. So we are starting Book Lovers today. I'm very excited. I am going to literally just camp out at this coffee shop. Let's go to the coffee shop. enjoyed my time reading this so much. You follow Nora, who's a literary agent in New York City, and her younger sister Libby is pregnant with her third child, so they go on a little sister trip to this small town in North Carolina. Nora is an agent for one of these authors that wrote a book based on that small town. So that's why they go. But the author completely romanticized that town versus its reality. It was super run down, and Nora kind of feels this pressure to make sure her little sister feels like it's the best time ever. And then her little sister makes this checklist of things that she wants Nora to do, such as like kiss a guy, like fall in love in this small town, and a bunch of different things. And the reason that Libby made that list, you find out at the end of the book, and it makes it make a lot more sense. And I felt like that was kind of unexpected. I absolutely love when there's a small town in a book. It feels so romance novel coded, and this town is so cute. It reminds me literally to a T of Stars Hollow, Gilmore Girls, like the town meeting that happens in this book. I fully pictured the town meetings that would happen in Gilmore Girls, where they're just too small town and so funny. I felt like this was a little bit less romance heavy, but it was still very much there. But it felt more like a literary fiction where you're following Nora's life, her relationship with her sister, her navigating grief and life and being in a rut, and then finding this man that actually is also from New York but happens to be in the small town at the same time as her. So it's not like enemies to lovers, it's kind of like rivals to lovers, because they're in the same work environment. There was a couple spice scenes, and yeah, I loved it. I think I would give this like a 4.25. And now we can start book number 3. Let me get it actually, because Meredith and I got it at this little tiny bookstore in Orange County. Book number 3. Let's read. Mare and I bought these together, and we're going to try to read it at the same time, but then I got a little bit excited and read it already.
She left me in the dust.
I have like 15 pages left of this book, but Meredith and I have really different, I feel like, opinions on rom-coms. Like, sometimes they veer directly in the same direction, and other times it's like we read the same book and had 1 star versus 5. So I'm curious what she'll think of the book, and I'm not gonna share my thoughts on it in front of her because I want her to form her
because
own.
If she tells me, then I'm gonna just think
it's like when someone tries your coffee and they're like, oh, it's horrible. Even if you liked it, you don't like it anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
so okay, did you like it or not? Can I have that?
Yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Okay. What is a book that we didn't agree on? Funny story?
Funny story.
But it was only by a 1 point difference.
1 star romance.
I love that book.
I didn't love it.
Oh. All of the
Vari McFarlane.
All of her books that I love, Brie doesn't love.
Yeah.
And all of the ones that she loves, I don't love.
Have you read Just Last Night? The yellow cover?
No.
I think you would like. It's kind of sad, but that one's
that's
my
why I
favorite
didn't
one.
read it, because Haley said it was sad. So
It's really sad.
I don't like to dabble in sad books, and this one's as far as I can dabble. It's really sad.
Isn't it really sad?
Yeah, it's really sad.
We did spend $30-something on the hardcover, so that was tragic, honestly. That's expensive. Is that not expensive?
Yeah. I saw somebody post on TikTok their old Hunger Games books from like when they bought them in like 2014, and it had the price on the back, and it literally said $8. So like a hardcover, like Hunger Games book. Like,
that's crazy.
I could buy 16 with it.
Let's finish. Oh. I just worked out, so don't mind how red my face is, but I finished Say You'll Remember Me, and I thought I had a controversial opinion on this, but I'm actually seeing so many different opinions online, and I do not know what to think. When I first finished, like, boom, 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 read it so quick, closed the book, I was like, that was awesome, 4.5. After sitting with it for the last 2 days, I've been like, wait, what the heck did I just read? Starting off, like, right at the beginning, it is the most insta-love trope I have truly ever read that I genuinely thought it was a joke how quick they fell in love with one another. And trust me, like, I have friends that are that way with their significant others where it was just like love at first sight. Like, I get that that's real, but reading about it feels off-putting because part of the point of reading romance books is kind of like the slow burn, seeing the progression of the love. And I feel like this lacked that because they literally were just in love from the get-go. Majority of the book takes place in long distance. That was pretty cool to read because it felt super repetitive. Like, every chapter was like, I got to see them for the weekend. That was so nice. Now I miss them. Oh, I'm longing for them. Oh, I'm so sad. But that is how long distance feels. So it was an accurate portrayal of long distance. It just was literally the same chapter for the whole middle of the book. I don't know. I didn't love it. There was also so many like social media references, which Samantha, the main character, works in social media marketing, so it makes sense. But it just feels like the real world that I exist in and then the world of books. I don't like when they mesh when it comes to like social media references. Things I liked. Samantha is the main character. Xavier is the other main character, the love interest, and he's a veterinarian. And there's such a beautiful redemption arc that happens from basically the reason he became a vet as a kid. It comes like full circle later in the book, and I loved that storyline. They have such a big heart for rescuing animals, and that pulled on my heartstrings so much, and I hope that that part of the book inspires people to rescue dogs because that's like both of them love that. So basically Samantha instantly falls in love with this man, but then she has to move cross country back home to LA, which is where she's from, because her mom has dementia and she needs full-time care. There's a lot going on in the character lives individually, but they're never together, and then when they are, it felt like the same chapter back and forth, back and forth. Other things I loved the dual POV. I loved that it took place in LA because that felt very accurate for me to be reading about, like Santa Monica Beach, like places that I go and I frequent. I just love hearing that in books. It feels like super relatable. One thing I did love was there's so many lines, and this is probably because I'm in the process of having to write vows right now because I get married next month. There's so many lines that feel like vows, like the way that Abby Jimenez writes the male perspective on falling in love. I've never read that in a book as well as how she does it, so I loved that, and I'm gonna say it's a 3-star for me. I did not hate it by any means. I love Abby Jimenez's writing. Like, if you know me, I ride at dawn for the way I talk about her and her romance books. This was like off-putting for me to not enjoy the same way I've enjoyed her other books. I am excited for her next book coming out next year. Okay, why is it all crumpled like that? I just wanted to end this video by saying thank you for watching. I'm very proud of us. We read 3 books this vlog and so many more to come. Let's tally up what that makes my total for 2025 so far. I've done a really bad job at actually keeping track of my books this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at 10. I think I'm supposed to average 4 a month in order to get my 50 books. Okay, let's do some math. 50 divided by 12 is 4.16. So I need to average around 4 every month. So if I've read 10 and we're at the beginning of April, no, that's bad. That means I've averaged 3 books a month. Oh no. Good thing I have so many book videos coming up and I've been in such a reading mood, so we're gonna get this done. I love you, Pookies. I'll see you soon.